Welcome to the Mediocre to Magnificent podcast. I'm your co-host, Braxton Matson, and your host, Lee A. Williams, and I just want to say thank you for tuning in because you are what makes this pure magnificence. You are the ripple effect of magnificence, and we are going to bring you a message that will give you insight, inspire you, motivate you, and challenge you to not only grow in your magnificence, but let you know that you are magnificent in everything you do. So stay tuned. You don't want to miss it. Lee, man.
Yes, sir.
We are back.
We are here.
I'm excited to see you, man.
Oh, really?
Yeah, man. I know you're gonna have some stories about it.
Yeah.
Not on this topic, not on today's episode, but I definitely on the adventure trip, man.
Just got back.
I mean, you just showed me some pictures.
Yeah.
Y'all had a really good time.
Yeah,
man.
epic time.
Yes. Yeah. So I'm excited to hear about it.
Yeah, we'll do it.
Man.
We'll do it.
But today, man, I had some it's been kind of I don't like saying busy. But there's been a lot of stuff going on the last couple of weeks.
Oh, wow.
For me personally.
Yeah.
Was work and all this other stuff. But it got me thinking there were certain situations that popped up where I kind of sat back and I was like I do this. You know how you do things and it's on multiple levels?
Yeah.
Like whether it's at your work, if you're doing this, if you're going out to eat or...
Yeah.
And there's certain theme that comes up.
Oh, wow.
Where it's like, why do I do this?
What is that? What is the thing?
So the best way I can tell you is have you ever known a person where it's like if they go out to eat or something and they order whatever it is they order.
Yeah.
And say something's wrong on the meal. Something the order didn't come out right. And they're just it's okay.
That's you? It's all right.
There's been instances.
Is it where you?
Candace can tell you. There's instances where I'm like, and from a food standpoint,
are you concerned they might, if you say something wrong, that they might mess with it or spit in your food
honestly,
or oh well.
Well, I mean, I can see where that comes across your. I guess that's probably the way you would take it. If it's wrong and you tell them that a certain way. Yeah, I can see.
But not the way you're going to tell. So
no,
your mind doesn't go to...
My mind doesn't go to that.
Fear-based,
But it's from that level, with the food thing, I'm not picky with my food. I like trying different stuff.
Yeah.
Some points, I'm like, just give me whatever you think is...
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Oh, you do
because I just want to try it out. Just try something out.
Yeah. That's nice.
That's kind of how I am. But there's some areas where it's no, you don't need to be like that. So, a good example for that side
you order
is
fish and they bring you chicken and you're like, you're just like, oh, yeah, all right.
Yeah. I mean, it's a little, I don't know about that. If I wanted fish and I got chicken,
you would say something.
I've had chicken before. I may want to try this fish.
You would say something.
Yeah, I probably would. But there was a situation that came up where we had purchased some equipment. And you get maybe furniture or whatever.
Yeah.
And it gets here and it's damaged. And it's this isn't something you from a monetary standpoint where it's okay, I can live with this.
Yeah.
It wasn't like that. And in my head, the first thing in my head is, I can fix it. We can fix it. But you shouldn't have to fix it.
You shouldn't have to.
Right?
Right.
So I got to thinking, I was like, yeah, we need to tell them. Like we need to like have some compensation for it because logistically it doesn't make sense to send it back and get it because of the timing.
Right.
But it's like, okay, we got to work on this because we.
So what if you order something like online, and everybody knows who we're talking about when we say online.
Yeah.
Who's one of the big companies that deal with that. But what happens if you get something and it's like it's damaged or the box isn't like if you go to the store,
yeah,
and you pick it up, you don't pick up the bent, beat up, dented box.
Right.
You purposely put that one back and be like, oh, let me get a crisp one.
Yeah.
But when you order online, they send you
the beat up one.
The beat up one. So, and I'm not saying always. I'm not saying that's always, but
you'll get
because if it comes to you, do you just be like, oh, I don't really need the box. It's okay. I'm gonna open it. Or you be like, nah, this came damaged.
Yeah.
Are you that guy or which guy are you?
For me, if I order something and the box was beat up, I would probably
not like the outside cardboard box, like the container, the packaging box.
Yeah.
Of what you ordered. Like say you ordered a puzzle or you ordered a Monopoly game, and then you get the Monopoly game and it's clearly bent and dented.
Yeah. No, I'd have to send that back.
I took my big hand and squeezed the corner of the box and then put it in the package. It's like, oh yeah, it's fine. Yeah, it'll be fine.
Not on that. No, I would send it back.
You would?
I would on that. Now, if it was something like the packaging where I'm not really too attached to the packaging of it,
yeah,
and it's the internal parts,
right?
Like if I'm going to do away with the packaging, like with a board game,
yeah, you need the box.
You need the box to hold.
You want the wear and tear to be after years of playing with your family at game night, not like, oh, it came jacked.
Right. But if it's something inside the box and you're going to take it out and it ain't going back in,
yeah,
I probably would dig a little bit deeper. And if it is,
but finish telling me about the work.
So yeah,
so you got something.
So we had some issue with one of the pieces of equipment. The quality wasn't there, especially with the amount of money that we paid.
It wasn't there,
and
the quality wasn't there. Did you hear that?
Yeah, the quality wasn't there.
Wow.
But the beauty of it it's okay. Yeah, it's gonna need to be fixed, and it's the way you go about telling them, communicating is a key. That's like super huge.
Yeah,
on getting a win-win.
Right.
Because like if we like going back to the food, if I'm like rude to the waiter or something about, and I get. You may, there may be some problems with the next food that comes through, but it's like it's just like explaining like what you wanted, what you got, and what needs to be fixed.
What was that movie where the guy licked the French toast?
I don't know. I don't remember that one.
Like the waiter
licks the French toast.
And I don't want to ruin somebody's experience, but it was. I think it ended up being like some rudeness was involved.
Yeah.
So he licked the like just slide the French toast and then put it back on the plate. So sometimes the movies ruin you.
Right.
Plant seeds of that.
Well, you're right though.
And then you start having fear. It's like, where'd that come from? It's like, well, you watched the movie that the guy was licking the French toast, so you don't want to send your onion rings back.
You don't want to send your onion rings back.
Like, exactly. I ordered fries.
Right. And we talked about this. At what point is that settling for mediocrity?
I think it on all points it is.
Yeah.
Because what takes me over the edge to bring it up is like, say for instance, with my company or my coaching or the events I do or the speaking engagements, there's a lot of opportunities for feedback. So if you say, well, at the business that you're working at and equipment or the restaurant you're going to and the food, like maybe the waiter doesn't care.
Yeah.
Or maybe the waiter or maybe the person that cooked that made the food made a mistake. Or maybe the shipping person, something happened with the equipment.
Whatever.
But I'm speaking from, like, I'm the owner.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, once you add in, like, oh, your company is mediocre to magnificent. So the magnificence looks a certain way.
Yeah.
So if there's anything that comes up that's not magnificent, I personally would like to give people permission to say, hey,
Yeah.
you might want to look at this, look at this, look at this. Now, you have to be a certain place in your life to take
To
that
take it, yeah.
and not get
Not get ruffled
emotional.
about it, yeah.
Oh, it pushed me out of my. And it's like, I can't believe they said that. It's like, no, you might need to step back and look at what it is, because is it something that can truly take you away? It could even be like, oh, you go stay at a place and they, oh, how do we do? And it's like, I'm not here to beat you down. Like, I want to tell you everything that you did good. I'm going to tell you everything that you did good. But then I'm also going to tell you, like, hey, well, I want you to maintain your level of magnificence.
Right.
So I'm going to tell you the things you didn't do good.
Right.
So if you truly, genuinely care, you'll be able to make the corrections. And some of it is to say, from the perspective of what I was saying, owner, not to be like, oh, owner, but from the perspective of what happens if the person's like, okay, especially if we're using a place, like, you didn't know the cleaning crew cut corners. Or you're the owner of the company that shipped the product out and you didn't know it was substandard.
Right.
Or, oh, how many times are we bringing out food and it's the wrong order? And then I'm taking it back. What do they do with that food?
Right.
We're losing money. The waiter, I don't want to say the waiter doesn't care, but the waiter can't care as much as the owner.
Right. Yeah.
He doesn't. The owner has to be the one that cares more. But how does he ever find out?
You got to get the feedback.
If you're like, man, how are we losing money? I'm seeing a lot of losses. I'm seeing a lot of, we had to damage out.
You got to get the feedback.
It's like, yeah, every night we take 2 or 3 orders back. That's wrong.
Yeah.
We need to do some retraining.
Yeah, and but that's exactly that's exactly what was going through my mind. It's like you're not giving people their magnificence if you don't give them feedback.
You gotta give them feedback.
That's like, I was like, man,
and I always like,
that's a big thing.
Even from the point of like, okay, well, I got a videographer recording my speeches and stuff.
Yeah,
man, you don't think for one second. And you could think it's humbling yourself, whatever word you want, whatever term you want to use. Hey man, what'd you think of it? And like, not from a point like, oh, you did amazing. I don't need to hear that.
No, you need to
I need to hear like, okay, well,
like,
you could have been more animated here. Yeah. You could have did a little voice inflection. Now the person, you might think is like, okay, well, that person's not a speaker. He's a videographer.
Yeah.
But then once you start talking to him, you start telling them, you build a relationship to what to look for. You help him in his craft.
Exactly. It's a two-way street with it, man. It's literally a two-way street.
Yeah, you got to be
like, because like with the speaking engagements, when you have a videographer and he knows how you are, he gets the right angles, he gets the right shots.
Yeah, he gets the shots
because he knows how you're gonna do it.
Yeah, and then especially like if you say with the waiter piece, it's like, have you been to a place where the waiter is like 10 people sitting down? Yeah, and he doesn't have no pad.
Yeah, man,
have you been one?
I have seen a guy. He did it with us,
and he's like,
and he got it right, man.
He's like,
I don't know how he did
it. Said, you want what? And then he's like, okay.
And he doesn't put it on a piece of paper.
And then he goes to the next person. And we're talking like
meals.
We're talking like
the whole
sides. We're talking about the full works. And it's like, come back. And then it's not like, oh, who wants the
no, man.
Who's got
he
the
had
chicken?
It down pat.
It's just he just brings and sets a plate of chicken. Not even actually.
Yeah,
I know you ordered this.
Yeah.
But so I gave that example because that's an easy visual for people to see in their mind, whether they've had that experience or not. You could see like, okay, I got 10 people sitting down. Everybody's ordering different entree. Everybody's ordering different size. And this person doesn't write it down. He just, whatever he utilizes is the visual cues for him to anchor, okay, this person ordered the chicken. And then to bring it back out and not even ask who ordered the chicken. And knows who ordered it and places it correctly. It's subtle, but it's we're pointing out is that's a level of magnificence.
Yeah.
So it's like, how are you gonna show and be
Right.
a level of magnificence.
Yeah.
And it's just so interesting. Like, why do people? I really do think, like, especially if you do some of the, like, oh, well, let me just get my groceries delivered.
Mm,
And
yeah.
you have to be able to look at it from both sides. Like, say for, and I'll use something that's not, I want to use like produce or something, fruits or vegetables. I won't do that.
Yeah,
But
that's a whole nother level
say
right
if
there.
we're like, okay, well, I need a can of beans. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Can
And
of
it's like
beans.
the picker, picked the dented can of beans and put it in my cart to
Yeah.
be able to send to get delivered.
Yeah.
Now, if you're the person that received the dented can of beans, do you take the beans? Is it a chance that you're like you before this moment in your life? You're like, well, then the beans should be.
I mean, I want the beans, not the can.
Yeah, the beans are fine.
The beans are fine.
So if you're not the person, how many times, 9 times out of 10, the most people are gonna be like, I'll just take the can of beans, compared to the one person. Because I know a person that's like, no,
I need the right can.
I need to, like, you sent me a dented can. I don't want a dented can. So this ain't going over. Like, you should have. So there is that, but the odds at which.
Yeah.
But now I'm saying, is the grocery store training their people to say, hey,
Yeah.
if the cereal box is a little dented, you pick that one and see if we can push it off on the customer that's not going to say nothing, because 9 times out of 10, under the circumstance,
They're probably not, because
they're just going to rip the box open.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, I can still get to the cereals. I'm okay. But so if you look at the two vantage points, but what I'm saying is, where do you do that in your own life of saying stuff that doesn't matter? But it does.
It does matter. It does matter.
Like, if the cans are dented, like, you might be like, oh, well, somebody just dropped it when they're stacking on the shelf. Well, they need to get to the point where they don't drop it when they put it on the shelf.
Right.
I mean, right?
Yeah, and it's a personality thing too, because I could tell you, like, if I had to go get groceries, just me, and we had a grocery list set up. Candace sends me the grocery list. I got all the stuff.
Yeah.
And it says we need, like, say we need honey or something.
Yeah.
You know how many different product lines of honey they have?
Yeah.
In the store.
You gotta tell them which one.
That's how I am. That's like, if you tell
some people
me,
just say honey.
If you tell me,
they don't tell you.
I need honey.
Oh.
Or just I need some sugar. Or I need flour.
That's what they're doing nowadays?
Well, like, from a grocery list standpoint.
Oh my goodness.
Like, and it's so funny because it's like, it's another one would be like, oh, yeah, just get the macaroni.
Oh no.
And it's like,
just
for me, okay, do you want Kraft or do you want the generic? Do you
right?
But the thing is like, we've done DoorDash. Like, me and Candace have done DoorDash.
Okay.
And it's way more detailed. It's like, it's like you grocery ordering.
Yeah.
Like, literally. And they tell you exactly what they want. It shows you what it looks like. Everything.
Yeah.
You scan a QR code, you scan the barcode, and it knows. It knows.
Yeah.
But then you get to the point where, oh, they don't have this. Then what do you do?
What do you do, man?
Like, do you just say, oh, well, they don't have it?
They don't have
Or do you give them an option? That's another level of it. That is another level of it.
Another level.
And, like, for me, like, when we did it, like, we never wanted the customer to be out of, like, oh man, well, they didn't have it, so we didn't get it for you. That's not the case. The app even tells you that's not the case. Like, they give you options and they say, hey, you communicate with the customer.
Yeah.
And, like, you go to that level, and I'm telling you, when you go to that level, people are grateful for you for doing that. They don't take you for granted.
Magnificent.
Because you did the right stuff. You, like, checked the box. You did all that stuff.
Yeah.
You didn't.
I couldn't imagine, man. I mean, like, have you ever, if you go to the store, you buy avocados, man?
Yes, it's a science, man. You can't just.
There's two. Like, either you get the ones that's hard as rock, or you get the one that's.
Or get the one that's spongy and not very good.
Black inside.
Yeah. It's like you got
So
to know the right
all I'm
ones.
saying that to say is, if the person's picking your groceries, which ones do they get you?
I say the green one, man. I don't want the spongy one.
No,
You
I'm
just
just
got to let
saying.
timeline. You got to let it.
Do they really, in the
Yeah.
grand scheme of like, you've got 30 orders in the queue.
Yeah, they're not
You're
gonna.
the
They're not
person
gonna.
picking. You're just grabbing going. Do
Right.
you actually feel like, okay, well, I'm
And
making guacamole tonight.
that's the level. That's the level you like. The level of
I'm making
magnificence.
guacamole tonight. Or do
Because
you
I
say like,
guarantee
no,
you.
I'm not making it for 3 days, so these hard ones should have time to ripen? Or do you be like, you think about the company and say, I need to push these
Yeah.
soft ones off
See, like when me and
get rid
Candace,
of
when
it,
me and
and
Candace did
get
DoorDash,
rid of the soft ones.
we knew for a fact when we've ordered produce like that.
Yeah.
I'm telling, like it didn't come out right. It didn't work out. So we knew.
Which bananas do you buy?
Right.
Do you get the green ones? You get the yellow ones? Or they bring you the one that's on the special that's going brown? And you know the only thing you can do with those is make banana bread. Like those are they're at the banana bread stage.
Exactly.
So I'm like,
There's
might
levels.
be exaggerating it, but it's like you have to think about it from.
Yeah.
But how is that instilled? If people,
Right.
not saying you like, but this is your story, so it's like, well, it's okay. If people get in the way of saying, no, it's not okay.
And
Because magnificence looks a certain way. We have to give the feedback.
Because here's the here's the good thing about it. Like, I know that stuff. I know when I go, if I had to get somebody some fruit, vegetables, I want to get them the best that they can get.
The best.
And here's the beauty of it though. If they're doing DoorDash or whatever, they can tell me exactly what they want. Yeah. We've had orders where the lady was very descriptive on what kind of fruit, what it needs to be looked like.
Please don't bring me
They tell you, but that again is the whole level of this. Are you wanting to be mediocre with it or magnificent with it? That's the whole communication side to it. You got to communicate it.
Yeah, I want somebody to tell me, man. I mean, even with like, because rental car, they gave a survey, and the whole experience is great.
Yeah.
Car did what it's supposed to do. I don't need a lot of frills.
Mm-hmm. Point A to point B.
Checking in, checking out. But when we were returning the car, the person that was standing outside literally was like, got out, and I'm, people are getting out, getting their suitcases out.
Yeah, getting everything out. Yeah.
Said, where's the keys? Like, that's the first greeting.
Dang.
Oh
man, I'd love seeing your face when you said that.
I'm saying something. Now, in that instance, I've at least gotten to the point where I'm not showing my behind, because there's a place in my life where I would just show my behind.
Yeah.
And I would meet the energy. So at least at this level in my life now, the walk, I'm not showing my behind. I'm not meeting the energy. Mm-hmm. But to be naive to say, hey, you stand for magnificence, it looks a certain way, and you mean to tell me that somebody in leadership, somebody in management, somebody in ownership doesn't need to be able to have a conversation with the employee to say, he has to have this sense. Instead of, it's the same energy. Where's the keys at? Hey, sir, how was your car?
Right. How was it? How was your trip or whatever? You know what I mean?
Right. So.
Not where's the keys?
Where's the keys? Right. So the thought process is, you rent cars all the time, but this is a reason why I'm even going down this line, this lane. Mm-hmm. Is for anybody that's working in service, or me being a speaker, or me being a coach, or me being a trainer. If me creating these events, if we get to the point, us doing this podcast, we got to be able to do it. If we get to the point where it's like the same way the person's bagging your groceries, or the waiter's taking that, it just becomes, here's another thing I just got to get done with, just get out of the way. Yeah. And it's like, no. If it was your father that was turning the car in, or if it was your mother, or if it was your mother's groceries, or if it was your mother's company, or if it, whatever. But what the society has gotten to is, we'll say a scenario like that, But people are disrespectful to those people too.
Yeah.
People don't honor those people either.
Right.
Honor your father and mother. They don't even do it. So you're like, oh, you need to treat them like that. It's like, well, I've seen some people cuss their mama out, talk crazy. So it's like, you'll treat a stranger better. So it's pointing that part out. But it's literally saying someone that you truly would care about, you wouldn't interact like that. But it becomes just like, I don't care. How do you put canned goods and banana in the bag when you're bagging the groceries at the store? It's not yours. You don't care.
Right.
Just let me do what it takes to get this person out. And it's like it's not a human being standing there.
Right.
It's not a person that's like, I can see the God in you that's in me, and I'm gonna honor that.
Right. I mean, that's where it needs to be. It needs to be like that.
So it's like, oh man, I messed up your order. I apologize. Let me do what it takes to get it right.
Right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
For telling me.
Right. That's it's the feedback, man.
Because you imagine that place with when you ordered that thing and it came and it was subpar, and then you didn't tell them.
Yeah.
And it's like, but then you needed to order some more parts and some more stuff from somewhere. But because they ordered and they were substandard, you're like, well, we're not going to do business with them, and they lose the contract.
And see, and that was another thing.
You just lost the contract.
Having the interaction with them on the issue and the way they responded allows me to understand, like, they take pride in their quality and they're going to want to fix something.
That's sometimes you need to see that side to be like, oh, that's how it was. Oh,
it's like if it's a mistake, because it's like the people you interact with, if you know it's like their word.
Yeah.
You know, their word has a foundation to it.
It has value.
It has value, and that's where it is. And it's like, you gotta give them the feedback. Like,
have to.
You gotta give them the feedback.
So yeah, I guess the overarching theme in this episode is, are you providing the feedback? Yeah. Whether it's good, whether it's bad, whether it's ugly.
Right. like don't settle
good,
for
bad, or ugly,
man.
Or yeah, is it magnificent? Is it mediocre?
Settle for magnificence.
Yeah. So it's like, man.
Yeah.
Where are you gonna look and say, hey, are you getting your own feedback? Are you giving feedback? Are you receiving feedback? It's multi-layered.
Yeah. That's it, man.
Because even though it might not, it might not care. You might not care. Like, it's okay. I like it. I'll deal with it. I didn't need the packaging. Whatever the example was. Someone else might care. Like I'm telling you. Okay. Because I'm just like, you would not. I don't think you would. You would not go to the store.
No.
And you got the can. All the cans are like this tall.
Yeah.
But then the one you buy is
the crooked cocky can.
Is this tall.
No,
and you're like,
you wouldn't get it. I know you wouldn't get it.
You wouldn't pick that up.
Nobody would pick that up.
If you would pick it up, the only way you would pick it up is you would want to be like, oh, can I talk to the manager, see if I can get
a discount?
Because I'm willing to buy it because I know it's jacked.
Yeah. And
I want to get percentage off.
Right.
Because it's really, I know there's nothing wrong, but I know you're not going to be able to.
Right.
You're going to have to rotate it to the damage section and put it on your loss sheet. But I'm willing to give you something for it, but not full price.
Right.
Because if I'm paying full price, I'm getting the can next to it
that looks right.
That's right. So it's just like, you wouldn't pick up the dented can. So why you keep showing up like the dented can in all areas of your life?
Yeah, don't do that.
You don't need to discount your magnificence.
No, don't discount. I like that. I like how you put that.
Magnificence is not on
sale.
Discount.
Yeah, man.
Okay, that's good.
Loved it.
I think they get the point, man.
Yeah.
All right. Till next time.
This is your co-host here, Braxton Matson, and Lee and I just want to say thank you so much for tuning into this episode. We hope you've enjoyed it. just as much as we did making it, but we couldn't do it without you. So please hit that like button, leave us a rating, leave us a review. Let us know what topic or subject that you would like us to talk about in your journey from mediocre to magnificent. But most of all, share it. Be the ripple effect of magnificence and know that you are magnificent in everything you do. Till next time.